Stephen A. Smith reacts to LeBron James confronting him on Thursday. The Los Angeles Lakers scored yet another win in yet another grinded-out affair on Thursday night when they outlasted the New York Knicks in overtime, 113-109. It was their 8th victory in a row and their 20th in their last 24 games, and it has allowed them to remain in second place in the Western Conference. But there was a brief flare-up on Thursday evening when LeBron James, who had 31 points, 12 rebounds and 8 assists, confronted ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith. Smith addressed the incident on Friday's episode of ESPN's First Take and said that it had to do with James' son Bronny. Hat tip Lakers Daily that was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son, Smith said. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions of talking about this at all. And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up, and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else was sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so, ultimately, it was unavoidable. And that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend Rich Paul has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called. 'Cause had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out, and I would have seen him, and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. He walked right up to me, and he said what he had to say. And apparently, he feels like I was slighting his son. Smith then made it clear that he has nothing against the younger James. Now let me tell you what I feel Smith said. What I would have said if we were in a different environment, because I was not going to engage in a confrontation at that particular moment in that setting, but if we had had that conversation, I would have said to LeBron James, I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you. Meaning you, LeBron James. I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James when I said the things that I said. I wasn't talking about Bronny James because my attitude is, he's a rookie, Smith said. It's going to take some time to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with J.J. Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad. I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did, for me to be a father of 2 daughters, for me to know how much love fathers have for their children, and to hear what he had to say, it was all about his son. Perhaps this incident had something to do with Smith recently urging the elder James to stop this, regarding the younger James going back and forth between the NBA and the G League rather than staying in the G League full-time. Smith made that comment in late January after the 20-year-old had a rough game in a blowout loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.